YouTube, what's going on, man? Today's a good day, man. Today's a very good day. Today's a blessed day. Today is my official date of my 2-year anniversary of being in business. So we're gonna jump right into this video, and we're gonna talk about a little bit of things.
It makes me feel good.
This good if I stay gonna judge you for life. Say we can know it.
Things you need to know when buying your first truck. It's okay. I'm gonna try to go quickly through this and explain to y'all about buying your first truck and what you need to do and what you need to know. First thing you need to know is when you first buying your truck, you need to know where you're gonna take that truck, because when you go to the dealership, they're gonna ask, okay, where are you taking this truck to make money? Okay, so you gotta have that in mind, or where you taking the truck at, of course. Make sure you find a company that's that fits your needs and fits what you're trying to do, because you want to be able to make that payment on that truck. Another thing is, you need to figure out what kind of truck you want before you go in there, because once you start telling the dealership, like this is your first time buying, they're going to try to get every little dime out of you. They're gonna try to nickel and dime you out, and try to max out whatever the truck cost is. And these trucks you're getting, they're negotiable. You can negotiate the price of the truck, just like as you would with a car. Don't let them tell you that they can't take off this, they can't take off that, etc., etc., etc. You can definitely knock off some dollars off some of these trucks. Now you got to figure out what kind of truck you want. You got to figure out what kind of engine you want, and I recommend when you going to buy a truck to go in with at least 3 trucks in mind that you are interested in. So that way, when you decide, say if you got to fly out somewhere to go see the truck, at least have 3 trucks in mind that you are interested in. That way, you're not going in there looking dumb and wasting your time. The goal is when you're flying out somewhere to go buy a truck, you're potentially are trying to purchase a truck. You don't want to go somewhere and fly out somewhere and then you leave without a truck. So you need to have your ducks in a row. And make sure before you fly out anywhere to go buy a truck, make sure everything is legit, your credit is good. That way there's no issues as far as buying a truck. Now, another thing I recommend is finding you a startup truck. A startup, what I mean by a startup truck is a truck that's you are able to take anywhere. For example, a Freightliner. Freightliners with a Detroit engine in it, you can take those trucks anywhere and pretty much they have the parts for it. Whereas if you get a truck that has a PACCAR engine in it, you have to go to literally a place that only deals with PACCAR. A lot of places like TAs and places like that, they don't deal with PACCAR stuff. They don't even have PACCAR parts majority of the time. And that's experience that I went through. My first truck I had, it was a PACCAR, and most of the times I had to go to the actual dealership to actually get parts or whatnot, like TAs and Petros and Flying J's and Loves. They never really had the parts for PACCAR. So when I mean by startup truck, I mean like a Freightliner with a Detroit engine, or even another one I recommend is a truck with a Cummins in it, like I have. A lot of places work with Cummins and Cummins and Detroit engines. Those are kind of pretty much are the main motors that a lot of these places work on, and you can pretty much get parts anywhere without going to the dealership. Another thing you need to watch out for. Another thing you need to do when buying your first truck, it's not recommend it's recommended, but you don't have to do it. A lot of people are going around saying about tell you to get oil samples and maintenance reports. Of course, you want to get your maintenance reports, but definitely it's recommended to do that kind of stuff, which means you got to pay a little extra money to take that truck somewhere else. To get it checked out. A lot of the times these dealerships they tell you to they say they can't allow you to take the truck nowhere to do all that. They want them to do it at their facility, which is not correct. Um, if you're purchasing something that costs that much money, you should be able to take that truck and get it inspected or get whatever you need to get done. And of course, you're gonna have to pay a little extra money. I'm not sure how much that is. Each place is different. You get like oil samples, a dyno, um, stuff of that nature. A full DOT inspection. I don't know how much that is. Each place is different. If you can get you a place that is up the street from the dealership where you're buying a truck on a deal, I think that's a good go-to to do. Um, Another thing, let me see. It that's pretty much those are the big things you need to do when you first buying your truck. And another thing is, before all this process, you have to make sure your credit is in check. If you had just bought a house or just bought a car or whatever, and you're trying to buy a truck, you're more than likely gonna get denied because you have too much debt to income. Now, what I mean by debt to income, that means you have more debt than what you're making. You can't go into a dealership trying to buy a truck and you got more debt than what you're making. It's not gonna go down like that. Um, it won't work. So make sure you clear all that stuff up when buying a truck and all that, and so you won't waste your time. And another thing is you want to have some money uh to put down on the truck. Most of the time is what is it, 20%? Or sometimes, well, they say a lot of guys first time buyers is 20%, but in my situation when I did mines I got 10%, and which was a good look. Um, another thing you want to watch out is you want to get you a truck that's under $50,000 for your first truck. And reason why I say that is because when they do say a 10% or 20%, it's not going to be as bad. But your goal is to get 10%. Um, um, under a truck under 50,000. Don't go in there trying to buy the $60,000-$70,000 truck brand new. You don't need to do all that. Get you a nice used truck that's going to make you money. That's going to make you money and roll with it. You know, you want to get the fancy truck later on. That's cool, but the first truck should be a startup truck and a truck that's going to make you money. We're not out here showboating. We out here to make money. You know. That's just how I feel about trucking. I'm not out here trying to show off my trucks to other men, look good and down the road. I'm out here to make money, man. And that's my goal. Now, if you out here to showboat and going and doing all that, I mean, do you? But that's just how I feel about trucking. Maybe later on in life, you want to get fancy, go for it. But me, nah. Another thing, there was something else I wanted to mention. If I said something about credit, make sure your credit's in check. Most of the time, like I said, the lowest I've seen as far as credit is a 640. A 640 or better to get a truck. I think that's the lowest I've seen. You start messing around with these other places, like these lemon places, you don't want to do that. Go to a known dealership and find you a good truck. That's all I can say about that. We don't mess around with lemon places. That's how you get that's how you mess around and get you a lemon truck. And you're gonna be mad. Real mad. Anyways, but that's the buying process, and be prepared when you're ready to purchase a truck. You did all the deals and all that. It's a lot of paperwork. Oh, I know what it was. Make sure you guys make sure you have an LLC or whatever corporation set up. Do not put that truck in your own name. Put the truck into your business name. Do not go around, because I see a lot of people are trying to put the truck in their name, and then they're backtracking later on saying, oh, I want to switch over this. Now, put that truck in your business name. Don't be going around here putting that truck in your personal name. Because if something happens, they're coming after you. And I'm being honest about this. I'm being real, thorough. Like, you really need to put the truck in your company name. If you're running a business, put your equipment in your business name, not your personal name, not John Doe's name, if you understand what I'm saying. So you want to go in there with your business already set up. If your business is not set up, you don't even need to be into the trucking buying process. Now they will let you put it in your own name. Yeah, they'll let you do anything you want to do, but I do not recommend putting a truck into your personal name. You can get in a lot of financial or lawsuit issues with that, and they can come after you, with everything they got, and you can be on a real bad side of doing that. And I pretty much it's not that bad. I got an email, a guy saying that is buying a truck really worth it. And I told him, hey, look, it depends on what you're trying to do. It's not bad working for somebody. If you want to be a company driver, be a company driver. If you want to be your own business and be your own boss, go get a truck. Not everybody's business minded though. And that's why I always recommend doing a lease, not a lease purchase. I always recommend doing a lease. That way you can figure out if this is something you want to do and this is something you want to, it's something in the future that you want to do and go through the whole process. And for those y'all already know, if you watch my videos, that's how I did it. And that's how I figured out, hey, this is what I wanted to do. I did a lease purchase and it was a bad deal and it didn't work out. So I gave it back. And then I did a lease. The lease actually showed me, hey, this is something I want to do. I want to go into the buying process of buying my own truck. So I really recommend that a lot of y'all do a lease just to see how it is, but I don't recommend lease as a long term. I recommend a lease as understanding the business side of trucking. And that's just my opinion. There's videos out here of people recommending leases. I don't really agree with that as long term, but to each his own. But I just wanted to drop that bit of information about the buying process of buying a truck, and I hope this helps somebody out. If y'all got any questions, I'll leave my email down below, and y'all can reach out, and I can answer them. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Thanks for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button.